I'm Paul Elliott here with Hashrocket TV, and I'm sitting with Brian Dole from New Relic. And now the theme for this conference, for RailsConf, has been a lot of JavaScript. There's a lot of talk with CoffeeScript, and people are paying a lot more attention to the front end. I know Rails 3.1 has some features built in for organizing your JavaScript better. Now, you guys just released a feature here while you were at one of the local bars?
Yeah. We Alewife is a bar that we hosted a party at last night. So we thought we'd check it out the night before, and it seemed like a very good location to launch the most important feature in the company's history. And so we got together and shipped that the night before the conference started. So it's real user monitoring. We're actually now going out beyond just application performance that's happening on the server, but also getting application performance out to the end user's browsers. So if you've got hundreds of customers using a website, we're now getting performance in the browser for all of those hundreds of customers. So whatever browsers they're using, wherever they are in the world. So you're getting basically geography, so you know where people are coming from and what the page speed is in those locations. You see what your page load time is, broken down by page. And then you also get a sort of an overview of where the time is being spent in the browser. So we understand if it's the back end, how long that takes, the network time that it takes to ship that HTML page out to the user, the amount of time it takes to construct the DOM on the page, and then sort of finish rendering. So we actually get that full experience of when is the page ready to be interacted with. And we have that performance across all the customers available as of Monday night.
That's great. And it's really cool that you're doing this, because that's really hard information to get. I know we all do, well, some of us do performance testing of the front end, but that only gives you a little kind of window into the whole picture, because my machine is set up, it's a development station. It's probably higher powered than what most people have.
Yeah, what we noticed too is, as developers, we're using pretty good browsers typically. We sort of skew toward browsers that have built-in tools, which tend to be better browsers anyway. So there's two ways that we're trying to get that information typically. We've got our own development machines, and we're sort of inspecting the application in that way. And there's been synthetic tests. And so there's been tools available that would send a robotic request into a page and give you analytics on that. But it's 1 or 2 requests a day. They're from locations that aren't real customers. They're not using a real browser. So that's really problematic. It's not really going to tell you anything that's actionable. So to get this information from all your actual customers, now it's all valuable. Now it's all real.
Sure.
It's there's no reason to optimize for a browser that none of your users are using. So if you've got a really an audience that's using a lot of IE, older IE browsers, it's not really beneficial for you to be wasting a lot of time, optimizing for Chrome, even though that's what we're using in development. Right. So it really kind of helps with that.
Now, how do I get this support in my application? Does it just come with a New Relic gem, or do I need to put something in the application layout? Or?
Yeah, so we're really happy that we were able to pull this off. We actually have, this is an auto-run feature. So real user monitoring actually happens automatically with the new version of the gem. And this is true for all of our agents. So we have .NET, PHP, Java, and written Ruby as well. So all of those agents, the latest version, will allow this to happen automatically if you're using the latest version.
Okay. Now, you guys are collecting a ton of data from all these different browsers. And what are you going to do with that data? I mean, because that's a really valuable thing in and of itself, abstracted away from my individual experience with my application, but just as a whole, all this data is really valuable.
Yeah, we very early on we started looking at the browser performance for our app, and we made some changes based on the feedback that we got from our own application, and we realized that it was really helpful to compare against some of our beta users and see what they were doing. And we started aggregating that data together into sort of an umbrella account that has all this data in it. So right now, each user of Real User Monitoring has their own view, obviously their own metrics, but we also aggregate that together in this big umbrella account. And we're looking forward to publishing that data. So we actually have probably the first real browser shootout, of real performance testing about websites all over the world being used by real customers with real data. This isn't sort of a synthetic test or testing a library. This is how real pages are being viewed all over the world.
Cool. Well, that's an awesome feature. I'm really glad you guys included it. Hey, thanks for talking with us.
Awesome. Thank you very much.